Hi there, this is David and welcome to our review of Rhapsody, Marl Kingdom Chronicles, to be releasing for the PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC on August 29th. This game here is a compilation of the two direct sequels to the original Rhapsody game that we got back whenever I was in high school on the PlayStation. But rather than these two games just being like a direct port of one another, they come with some quality of life additions as well as brand new whole changes to the battle systems. But you've really got to ask, how did these games fare now, well over 20 years after they were originally released? Come with me, and let's find out in my review. Right from the get-go, you have the choice of which game to play. Rhapsody 2, Ballad of the Little Princess, or Rhapsody 3, Memories of Marl Kingdom. And please do again, keep in mind that these are direct sequels to the first game. And if you have not played the first game, then yeah, you might want to go pick it up on the PC and check it out yourself. Or you can watch my story summary of exactly what happened, and the link to that story summary is in the video description. For both of the games, you can choose English or Japanese voice acting, although no matter what you choose, all songs will still be in Japanese. You also have a choice between easy, normal, and hard modes in the second game, but oddly enough, not in the third game. There's just one difficulty level there, which pretty much equates to normal enemies being relatively easy, while the bosses are just ridiculously hard. In both, there is a choice between the original look, a smoothed out look, or a CRT screen look. I didn't like the smoothed out look, and the CRT lines just bothered me, so I just went with the normal look. In addition to this, you can fast forward cutscenes with the triangle button, but that's pretty much the extent of the quality of life additions here. You won't be able to fast forward during battle, nor will you be able to do any kind of speed up to your movement, although your movement on the field is pretty darn quick already. In the second game, you play as Kururu, the daughter of Cornet and Ferdinand from the first game. And personally, I think that it's really super sweet that Cornet named her daughter after her little fairy friend. As this does take place in the same world as the first game, you will be running into old friends, such as Adelaide, Marjorie and her henchwomen, as well as the evil cat fiends. You'll also meet some new friends too, like Adelaide's daughter Kreia and Kururu's palace guard Randy. You'll also be exploring many of the same places, such as the Mother Green Kingdom, Orange Village, the Wonder Woods, and the Natalie River. Just like her mother, Kururu longs to get out into the world and find her true love prince, though who she actually ends up finding is kind of an asshole. He ignores her, tells her to go away, calls her a little kid, and says that she has pumpkin pants. Why Kururu wants anything to do with this guy, I will never know. But I digress. It's all kind of a love triangle, because Kreia herself is kind of actually in love with Kururu too. In keeping with the musical theme, both games are divided up into separate acts, but the third game is much different than the second. Rather than just following Cornet's daughter Kururu, in the third, you get to play as all sorts of different people, from the past, the present, and the future. You begin playing a little vignette from the first game. You're Cornet and Ferdinand was just captured by Marjorie. Italy comes by, and now you have to go and help a small little mushroom girl find her mother. From then on, you get to play a little side story controlling Kururu from the second game, and even from there, you get to move on and control Marjorie and her henchwomen themselves. It's really cute, and it kind of reminds me of Trails in the Sky 3rd chapter, where you get different glimpses of events and different stories from all the different characters. The battle system in the second game is changed up from the first game, as the puppets don't actually fight with you, and it is completely turn-based. It is not a strategic grid. Here, you can equip up to 3 puppets onto each human character, and they act as stat increases and your vehicle for magical spells. You'll find puppets throughout the courses of your journey, but monsters can also join you up as a puppet randomly after battle too. While the normal random battles are pretty simple and can be completed with just like an auto battle, the boss battles definitely do take some concentration and strategy, because they can be on the harder side in both games. You're definitely going to have to pay attention and use magic to get yourself through. Also, do pay attention to that reward gauge, because the longer the fights last, the more your rewards will build up, and the more you can smash your enemies with things like strawberry shortcakes and flan. The battle system in the third game is really different though. Basically, you have 4 different party leaders that you can set, and then to those leaders you can attach up to 3 different puppets and monsters, granting them all spells, abilities, and stat boosts. You'll find the puppets during your adventures, and the monsters will join up you after battles, just as in the second and first games. But it can be pretty chaotic, because you're going to have to be having 12 different characters on the field all at once attacking. So auto battle is your best friend. And thankfully here, you can choose for your characters to either just attack or to go all out and cast all their spells. If you do want to decide actions for each and every character though, feel free to do so, and it probably is necessary for many of those harder boss fights, because if you don't take charge, you will die. If you played and enjoyed the first game, I think that you'll definitely like this one. Playing it was like going back to a simpler time, and it was nice to hear the exact same tunes from the first game here too. And that trademark Rhapsody humor is here too. I mean, the people who filmed Two Girls, One Cup had to have found inspiration somewhere, didn't they? This brought me right back into the 90s, and that is a good thing. However, all that being said, I still do feel like many quality of life features that we take for granted nowadays just are not here, which can make for some pretty frustrating gameplay. Some easy, quick additions would be maybe hitting like the start button in order to look at a dungeon map, because some of these places can really be on the mazy side. Then, something like an encounters off feature would be a great touch. Also, having a little like next objective indicator would be cool too, because some of the progress points can be pretty obtuse. Like, sometimes you have to talk to like a very particular NPC at a very particular time in order to get the story to trigger. That's kind of annoying, and it might have worked in the 90s, but not so much today. Maybe even something like synopsis would be nice. Also, and this is key, there is no autosave feature, so if you happen to die to a particularly hard boss fight, you're going to be going back to the title screen, like a game over, and then reloading from your last save. And well, yeah, that was standard back in the day. That can be pretty jarring and frustrating for some more modern gamers out there. So my suggestion would just be to save at every single healing point that you come across. And also, this is just me bitching. I did feel like it was such a huge missed opportunity to not have the songs in English. If they did it back in the 90s for the first game, why can't they do it now? To me, the songs were like the best part of the original game, so having them now only be in Japanese is such a downer, and I just ended up like not caring about them and fast forwarding through them, because like, I can't understand them, so who cares? It's just such a shame, because that was one of the biggest draws of the series for me. So that there is my review of Rhapsody Marl Kingdom Chronicles, to be released for the PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. All told, it's a great game, but there are definitely some things that still draw it down. So, tell me, how did you like the original Rhapsody? And are you going to be getting this game? Let's get a discussion going on here, and let's all talk and chat about it, because I'm always in the comments too. And if you like what I do here on the channel, please head on over to the Patreon to sign up for early access to my videos and behind-the-scenes photographs. The link to it is over in the video description. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.